Welcome to the Motivate, Lead and Inspire podcast. My name is Hakeem Mr. Impact, and in these episodes we discuss the relevant challenges facing young people in the UK, which are initially aired on my Thursday evening radio show on colourfulradio.com. Be sure to visit www.facebook.com/Hakeem Mr. Impact. That's MR for Mr, where you'll find the rest of my podcasts. Have a great day.
Let's talk and see if we can kind of like establish some things. So my kind of thing was young people. Are they under too much pressure right now to produce academically? Or looking at it from another angle, are parents exerting too much pressure where parents are trying to live their dream maybe through their young people? And what I mean by that is maybe they want them to be a doctor, a lawyer. I don't know what these high-end professions are now, investment bankers. And yet the young people maybe want a bit more of a portfolio career. They want to be artists, maybe designers, start their own business. So it's just really interesting to have three young people in the studio to find out their thoughts. So I'm going to start with you, Angel. Tell us what you're up to since obviously you left school. What have you been doing?
So I've been studying at Kingston, doing a graphic design course, which is like a BTEC diploma. Mm-hmm. And that's been like 2 years. So you just literally get into the art and design side, and you're just really just kind of getting to know like what kind of category you want to go through. Yeah. So there's like ceramics, print work, or like textiles or graphics. Mm-hmm. So I went down the graphics route. Right. And yeah, I'm just really just doing graphics, and I'm on my last year studying the BTEC diploma. So in terms of you going down the graphics route, what's the end game? Where do you see yourself in the next few years? What would you like to be doing? Well, hopefully, yes. I'll be making my own type of logos, advertisement, mm-hmm. going into more of like different companies, the high end, and just showing them more of my work and just kind of getting to know the industry a bit more. So you got it all mapped out, have you? Yeah, hopefully. Amazing. Okay, so in terms of that process, you know, I've met your mum on many occasions. Did you feel you were under pressure to achieve from home life, or was there even any pressure from your school, Chelsea Academy? Yeah. Bigging up Chelsea Academy, they're getting props, I don't know why. But anyway, but yeah, tell us that process. Has it been a tough process? For me, I'm lucky that my mum, she's very supportive, so I don't have to like kind of rush into any other subject. But I felt like maybe with the side of school, because I was in a sixth form, which was mostly like academic and like English, math, science, it kind of was kind of hard to go out of that environment to somewhere else. Yeah. So going to Kingston was very different. Like a college compared to a sixth form, it's like you're in the big world. Like you've got to come in on your own time, and like you've got to be there on time. Yep. So yeah, that was the only really big pressure that I had when I was in Chelsea Academy. But do you feel that your friends in general, do you have any friends who are really like close to you who are struggling in regards to the pressure coming in from maybe family members, and then them actually sorting out in their mind what they want to do? Yeah, when it comes to most of my friends, because some of them did stay at Chelsea Academy, and a lot of them, they have gone down to the side where they might want to do like childcare or like working with kids. So kind of being in that field where they kind of, one of my friends, she wants to do sociology and fine art. So I feel like because it's an academic school, she's had to kind of just go through the sociology, but she hasn't been able to like see the artistic side. So yeah, maybe she has been a bit more pressured towards that side, and she hasn't really seen to the best of qualities of her art side that she might have had. Okay, yeah. I'm going to come back to you, but we're going to move on to Bethanie. Gbocho, Ivory Coast in the house. She's laughing. Make sure you bring the... I know we've had lots of conversations because we met through dance, obviously, and there's a bit of a contention at the moment in terms of what you want to do. But tell us a little bit about your story.
So I study A-levels at Westminster Kingsway. I do English literature, psychology, and business studies. I'm finding it okay in terms of like content and studying and stuff, but it is quite stressful because they are content-heavy subjects, and A-levels are a hard course. So. Okay. When you say, did you use the word stress? You say stressful? Yeah, you know me, I'm anti-stressful. I always use the word challenged. But why is it challenging for you? There's a lot of pressure in terms of like if you don't pass, then you can't move on. Like, I'm in first year. If you don't pass the mocks that we do this year, we can't move on to second year. And if you don't pass your A-levels, then you can't really get to a very good university.
Right.
So there's a lot of pressure to like do well in them. So it's kind of stressful.
But here's the thing though, is that the key to success now? High academic results, Dionne. Is that the key now? If you don't get, I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Because there's some people who have earned a lot of money and they've not been educated. So what is the guide now? What do we do? What do we advise young people in terms of moving forward? Like, do we say you better do really well, get A grades and so? I don't know.
I mean, I think it's twofold. I mean, one of the things that the government did in the last few years is to change the academic system. So every young person now is measured against the progress that they make. So they are set targets in Key Stage 2, so from primary school to secondary school, and every child is mapped against those targets all the way through secondary school. So for example, if you got a level 4 when you came into secondary school, then the expectation is that you might get a level 6 or 7 by the time you finish. So it's not that we are comparing young people with other young people, it's what can that young person achieve for themselves. So I think that there is a bit of an understanding that it's not about competition, it's about what can that young person do well. I think equally, as academics and also as parents, we want our children to do far better than we did. And so I can understand when a parent says, you know what, I really want you to do this and this, because actually I didn't achieve that and therefore I want you to do so much better. But also I think I mentioned before that education sort of challenges young people from primary school. But also what we're doing is there's two types of curriculum. There's the academic curriculum and there's the hidden curriculum. And the hidden curriculum is about developing that resilience. It's about developing those skills that are going to help you in life. Because if you think that life is challenging now, wait till you get a little bit older, where there's other things that happen where you've got that responsibility. And so you are being prepared for that life later on. Yeah, but still like...
Okay, so let's be a bit more explicit. Someone who wants to go into the arts, someone wants to be a dancer, who's being told by their parents, no way, that can't happen. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Nana, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think that every parent wants what is best for their child, but at the same time, what a parent wants for their child shouldn't compromise what the child believes that they can do, as in how they can utilize their own talents to benefit themselves and to enjoy life the way they want to. But I think it's not, a parent says what they say with good intention out of love, but it shouldn't be to the point where it actually makes the child upset or feel hopeless in what they can achieve in the future.
But what if, like Dionne was saying, that they want you to do better than maybe what they did? Yeah, because you have to remember, if we look at our generations who've come over, they've paved the way, they've worked really hard to allow us to have these opportunities. So you can understand, I know I'm flitting and I'm being devil's advocate kind of thing, but how do we get the balance between, like, for example, my story, Nigerian background, supposed to be at least a doctor or something like that, went to university, studied biological science, got a degree. Now I'm CEO of 2 dance companies in the arts, my own radio station, British Council ambassador, all arts based, and I'm living life. Yeah. I don't feel like I wake up in the morning and I work, even though I do work, but I don't see it as work. I see it as purpose. I see it as, this is my calling. How do we encourage young people to find their calling and their responsibility or their place in this universe, so to speak? How do we encourage that? How do we find that? Because I know there's loads of people who graduated at the same time as me, and they got first class honors and they went into investment banking and they did all these amazing things. When you say amazing, you look at them in terms of how much they're earning and stuff like that. But I know a lot of them now, 15, 20 years on, they're not happy.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is still tunnel vision now, Hakeem. So there's lots of people there's only a certain amount of careers that people know about. I wanted to be a dancer when I was 15, and my parents said, go to college. and study because you're academic and do well. And so it's no different from the journey that you guys are talking about now. But also there's only a certain amount of careers that people will talk about. But actually owning your own business and running your own business was not something that was discussed at school, where it's a real opportunity now. I mean, you can actually be Prime Minister. That wasn't something that was discussed in my day. So I think the opportunities are endless. And I think that parents nowadays are probably more open to the fact that there's a wider range of opportunities that you can access, and it's not just about lawyer, doctor, or teacher.
And what about in terms of portfolio careers? What do you guys feel about portfolio careers? Are you guys kind of with me in terms of portfolio careers? What do you think about a portfolio career, Angel?
I think in a way it's kind of good for people which can't really do like the theory type of side and more practical. So I don't know if you like drawing or something, like a portfolio might be good for you rather than someone that might be doing like I don't know, childcare or sociology as well. They might not want to do like a portfolio because it might not work for them. Yeah. But within handing it into jobs, it's much more easier because they can see visually what you can do rather than having to read something. But yeah, I think portfolios does work out good if you want to go into that field where it's like the design side.
Yeah, just to clarify, I mean, I know because you are specifically in, there's portfolio in terms of, I know you're in graphics and that you having your portfolio of work is one thing. Yeah. And I agree with you on that. But I also, just to clarify, I mean, portfolio career now means that you don't just do one thing. You jump from so I have a portfolio career, radio presenter, doing some mentoring one day, teaching another day, choreographing. Yeah. So what I'm basically saying is you have multi-skills. Oh, yeah. How do you guys feel about multi-skills moving forward? Nana?
A way to be able to have multi-skills and utilize them in all sectors possible, I believe a key part of that is to have self-motivation and self-drive. Because if you don't have that, then you're kind of lethargic to be able to achieve all things at the same time or go around and like try different things.
But that's great. But how do you get skilled up? How do you get different skills? If people are telling you to concentrate on one thing, how do you get different skills? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're just focused on, okay, I'm going to be a chemist, or if I'm focused on just fine art, or if I'm just focused on whatever it is, graphics, how then do you go into an environment where actually you're doing graphics 20 hours of the week, but you need to make up the other 20 hours of the week income with something completely different? How are we changing people's mentality and the way things are being pushed out there? Because I do believe that, you know, the days of back in our day, you know, people stay in a job 20 years, they get a gold watch and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to people who've done that, because people have worked really, really hard. But I think those days are evaporating. I don't know how you guys feel. So how do we gear each other up? Hold that thought for a minute, because one of the other things I asked you young people to do was to provide me with a track that's inspiring you right now. So question, Bethanie, you gonna go uni?
Yes.
Why?
Mostly because...
Ooh, deep breath.
I'm not sure.
You know when your lip stem is just like a bit dry and you're like going, what shall I say? I hope mum's not listening. Anyway, go on.
I'm not sure what I want to do yet in terms of like my career, but I've always had this idea of me going to university, not because of influence from my parents or other people, but generally I just want to go to university.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know? You want to rave, innit? You want to let your hair down, innit?
I think I just want to experience university and that independence as well.
Okay. Okay, you need the independence. What about you, Nana? Hiding behind that screen there.
Well, the first time that I thought about university was only because my family was saying how essential it is and how important it is to learn as much as you can to be successful. But then I went to school and I asked what my friends thought about uni, and then some of them are like, nah fam, I can't do uni, it's not me.
Why? Come on, why?
They didn't actually give reasons, that's the thing. I think most of them just said that it was too long, and I think that's because of just lack of self-motivation, and I don't think they know what they want to do. But now I think I do want to go to uni because of what I want to do in the future. I'm trying to like get involved in like law, justice system type of thing, because I think that I could do something about it if I really, really tried really, really hard.
You think you can change the justice system?
anything is possible
Oh,
with
of course,
divine
yeah.
intervention.
Yeah.
So,
It's
definitely.
interesting. No one has said anything about the financial implications of going to university. Jude, do you want to say anything? Dionne?
Yeah, I mean, some of my students will say, we're not going because it costs too much money. And, you know, I always say to them, it's an investment. And sometimes you do have to invest in
You think
courses.
it's an investment?
I believe it's an investment. I believe it was an investment for me.
Right.
And I know that I came out with a lot of debt because I lived in London. I wasn't
Right.
with my family. I had to support myself also through uni and also through a postgraduate diploma. And so I was like £15,000 or more in debt.
I
But
think
paid
you
it
come
off.
out with more than that now,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah, definitely now. But I paid off the money, and I see it as an investment. I mean, there's certain jobs that I can get now that maybe my friends without a degree or postgraduate diploma can't get, especially in education.
Right.
So I think see it as an investment, a worthy investment, if that's what you want to do. But as you said, there's so many other things you can do, an apprenticeship, or you can get an internship and work your way up that way. So it's not a must nowadays.
We are here, and Miss Jude, I know I always call you Miss Jude, Dionne. You said something really interesting in the break, on that musical break. What were you talking about? Tell us.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm really inspired by your musical choices as young people. And also, you know, you spoke about, Angel, you spoke about the song being played and you watching the world go by, and you also spoke about happiness as well. I'm just thinking, in my day when we were young, we never really spoke about being happy. You know, we're talking about careers, we're talking about success, we're talking about money. But in my day, I don't remember as a young person thinking, I just want to be happy. And I think it's really encouraging that is an aspiration or just something that you strive for. I think with social media and mobile phones, I was saying the other day that maybe we need to teach young people just to be present. And I think what I'm seeing today is some young people that are able to do that. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I would love to work with Google.
All right.
because,
Interesting.
they have so many different people within their company. So then go through to the top dog, and then hopefully work my own way to making my own company, and then
So
working
you're
through
looking
that.
to have your own company.
Yeah.
Be Angelina Lawal, CEO. Is that right? For CEO?
Yes,
Yeah,
CEO,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if, you got to be PC these days, for
Yeah,
women, there
yeah,
might be something
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
I don't know. Beth, wagwan.
For me, because I don't really know what I want to do right now, hopefully within the next couple months I find my calling, basically, like what I feel like would be for me, and then probably do really well in my A-levels, and then find a good university for me, and then after that find a position in whatever I choose.
What's that?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure? Okay, you're going to keep it open. Okay. Nana, would you be a jollof rice cooker?
No, for the sake of the controversy, no. But what I would think that would really help is that I should be able to understand what to absorb and deflect in terms of influence, so that I'll be able to build myself up and become something as best as I can, and set the boundaries high for myself, so that I have really high aims. Because if you just settle down for less and you work on the surface, you won't really get anywhere. You won't really be seen for what you do. So I think that those are really important parts of great success.
Yeah.
I think just one of the key things for me is what you're passionate about. I speak to lots of people who talk about, I need to find my purpose. Choose a purpose. What is it that you
Really?
are passionate? Yeah, absolutely. I
Oh,
speak
passion and purpose. See, for me,
passion and purpose.
I think, me personally, I think they're different. You
Yeah.
can have a passion to do something or want to be something.
Yeah.
But I think your actual purpose, this is getting quite deep now,
Yeah.
is something that you discover over time.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you might have a passion. For example, I have a passion. I have a passion in football and
Yeah.
rugby, and there's other things. Passion for jazz music,
Yeah.
but it's not my purpose. Do you see what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
trying to contradict
Yeah.
what you're saying or try and belittle what you're saying, but it's just interesting you're using those two different words. But yeah, I do feel you still.
The reason that I say that is that I've coached a lot of women who are in their 30s, going on to their 40s, and they're still looking for their purpose.
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you passionate about? And rather than trying to find your purpose, choose one.
So you think passion could unlock purpose?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't
absolutely.
necessarily think your passion could be your purpose, but it could unlock purpose.
Definitely. So my purpose.
See that one there? I like
Yeah,
that one,
very good, Hakeem.
Passion
Well done.
unlock
unlock purpose, all the P's, you know. Anyway, go on.
So my purpose, I believe, is to assist individuals to achieve their true potential using their internal resources. And so that is about,
you hear this,
how
ladies?
do you use,
Yeah, make sure you get a card
mind,
afterwards.
how
Yeah,
do you use your heart
Yep.
to assist you to achieve whatever it is that you want in life. But then my passion is about working with young people.
right.
But there's definitely a connection there. But if you can't find this purpose, choose one.
Does anyone want to just like add anything just to end this whole kind of like question about pressure? Anybody want to add anything?
I think the key thing that I've got from this is that, yes, academic life can be quite pressuring. However, what else can you learn from that journey? So we spoke earlier about dance, and that dance isn't just about shaking a leg, moving your hands and your head, etc. It's also about the skills that you learn that can help you develop as a person. And I think that academic life is exactly the same. So as you are challenged, as you are struggling, as you feel pressured, what can you learn from that experience that can enable you in later life?
Wow, what else can I say? That was so succinct to the point. Ladies, young ladies, is there anything you wanted to add? Beth, you're looking kind of still recovering from the official girl kind of thing. I know that tune. Yeah, is there anything you want to add before we bid you farewell for this evening?
I'd say with pressure, as a student, find something that helps you relieve that pressure, because sometimes people can develop like anxiety, things like anxiety, and like really get really stressed about things like school, but just find something that can be your release. So for me, it's dance and music as well. So it helps me to cope with like the challenging aspects of school.
What about you, Angel?
Yeah, I agree with her. Just find something that you want to do in your like time where you have free time. Just kind of sometimes even just go away from social media and just spend time with family and friends, and like just see what type of things you like doing in your spare time, and then hopefully you'll find something that you'd want to go towards in your career.
And finally, Nana.
Well, I want all the kids to know that education.
So what are you then, kids?
I'm a young adult.
Okay. All right. Lord have mercy. Anyway. Mum, if you're listening at home, man, you've seriously got some handful of Ghanaian energy. Yeah?
No, but I just wanted to say that education is knowledge and knowledge is power. So always try your best in everything you do and just live your best life.
That's what it's about. #live your best life.